Good evening, all you sexy silver stackers out there. Thanks for hopping in. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We haven't even gotten into the last NFL game for the Sunday night matchups. And we have silver popping off at $83.50. January 10th, Sunday. Current prices, we've got gold at $4,590 with a nice solid 1.82% gain right now. Silver $83.50, 4.58% gain so far. We've got platinum up $109 to $2,367 at 4.73%. And we've got palladium $91 up at $18.93. Wow, we are rocketing out here. Good evening, Mr. El Manuel. Thanks for stopping in first and dropping the first little salute there. Appreciate you. We've got Thousandaire Radio. Always nice to see you hopping in, sir. And Mr. Stapler. Anyway, what is going on with these prices? I have the question, the Q&A today is what do you guys want to talk about? Because the last time we were in this room here having a conversation, esteemed gentlemen up here in the cigar lounge with the nice leather sofas and the nice hard dark wood chest and bookshelves behind you. We were just sitting down relaxing and discussing all sorts of things, and people kept bringing up Bank of America, talking about how silver could in theory go up to, I think, $309. Boy oh boy, has the sentiment shifted for the old precious metals by the banksters over the last 2 months. Because, I mean, prior to December, I believe that they were having estimates of like 65 and 45 and things like that. And now, all of a sudden, they're all quoting numbers above 100. We've got apparently JP Morgan Chase, right? Went from being a shorter, basically trying to drive the market down and make money on the downtrends, to, in theory, selling off those positions and now financing the U.S. government in buying a refiner and building a refiner in the United States. So it would be kind of counterproductive, I guess, to do that unless it's a straight up hedge. But yeah, we got a lot going on anyway. So there's not like a crazy amount of news out there unless you consider, the chaos that's happening across the United States and the world. But I really do, sadly, I feel like this has kind of become the norm. And unfortunately, I don't know, people can no longer live and let live, I guess. So we have to hear about stuff like this every single day. But it doesn't even feel like the global turmoil even has a negative impact or a positive impact on metals anymore. I remember back in the day when anything like this would pop off, all these big events would pop off, you'd have like these dramatic, sharp downturns on the stock market and stuff, as people were very scared about what the future would hold. And now it just seems like we blast right through all the news and noise. Maybe it's, I don't know, I'm just doing a little thinking out loud, so feel free to interrupt me if you guys have something to say. But I'm wondering, like, have we gotten to the point of oversaturation of noise and desensitization to global strife? Have we gotten to that point where like it just doesn't affect anybody in any way or anything? I don't know. It just seems crazy. It just seems like every single day we've got to hear some new crazy news. And it no longer, I don't see the changes. There also used to be like a inverse correlation between the US dollar and the stock market going well and going up, and gold and silver kind of going down, and they would kind of just travel in opposite directions, right? Like a little divergence. And now it just seems like all asset classes, regardless of what they are, whether it's crypto or paper contracts or orange juice or S&P 500 or gold or platinum, it just vehicles, land, real estate, I don't know, collectibles. I mean, we just had a comic book, guys. Hey, Penny Scout, what's up, brother? Oh yeah, I had my chat slowed down there. I am so sorry. It just seems these days that like it's just a giant pumped up asset bubble, man, and that everything is just getting pumped. We got Kevin Hawthorne coming in. Appreciate you, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Thousandaire, I believe it's BS. They probably want to sell into the hype unfettered. So Thousandaire, I believe you're referring to JP Morgan and them. You're saying that they want to they're trying to pump up the retail and the global and the national excitement about owning gold and silver. They're trying to get people all bought in 100%, and then they're going to rug pull them like a S coin. Is that what we're thinking? Too many big words already. I didn't say any big words, man. I kept it nice and chill. All right. The world has cried wolf too many times. It absolutely has. It's a crazy world. Addict Stacker, what's going on, brother? The markets are adjusting. Christian Love, yeah, you're right. They are adjusting to the fact that none of it matters. It's all just noise. It seems like that book I recommended everybody read last week is very pertinent in today's day and age. And in fact, I might even go back and read it again. I got 2 books I'm about to finish back to back, and then I'm gonna hop into another book. So that might just have to be, might have to go back and reread the noise factor, because gosh, man, sometimes you just need to get grounded a little bit in your thinking. I went a little extreme last night. If you guys don't mind, I bought a significant amount of gold, platinum, and silver over the weekend. And if you don't remember, I believe the last time we had this conversation, I said explicitly that I was not buying. Yeah. So I kept that promise for less than 12 hours. Buy. I kept that promise for less than 12 hours, and I ended up buying anyway. But now, we look like the smartest man in the room when everything jumps 5% in less than 24 hours after purchasing a bunch, right? What can you do? What's up? We got Reckless Collection. What's going on, brother? Thanks for coming in. Again, this is kind of the intro here. We're taking it easy, taking it slow, taking it calm, walking her out to the dance floor, getting everybody can get a little sip of. Can I even get this on here? Everybody can get a little sip of hot tea, coffee, whatever you got going on this evening. Maybe you got like a nice little sudsy beer. I don't know. Poured nice thick stout. You can float a bottle cap on that sumbie. Anyway, we're just taking it easy to let everybody come in, get their stuff together, and ask some questions. Question of the day is, what question do you guys have? Real convenient for that one, huh? But yeah, I just wanted to know, what topics are you guys interested in tonight? I pulled up some articles I can check out. Obviously, we always do charting. We always follow the trends. We follow the market. We see what's going on. We do our best educated guesses, because, as you guys know, this stuff is not financial advice. This is just the gentleman sitting back at the parlor, having a cup of coffee, talking about life and talking about money and trying to do the best we can for our families and ourselves, right? Got some hot chocolate. That's what I'm talking about. How long are we going here? I have to shower yet. Penny Scout, my goal is to always run these out and ramble for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. I feel like after that, I really run out of important things to say, and I end up regurgitating the same things over and over again. So I just kind of I just cut the stream when I start talking about the same stuff over and over again. One day we were going to say, remember when gold was under 5K and silver was under 100? Addict Stacker, man. Hey, what's up, TFT Ant of Egypt? Thanks for hopping in. I think I saw. Oh, sorry, I missed your salutations there earlier. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I still have this gut feeling that $100 silver is going to be. It's gonna be something that we're gonna remember as a data point in time, that either the world is just absolutely going to crap and the metals are going to the moon, or reality is going to kick us in the teeth and we're going to realize that we've all been getting played by a bunch of people with a lot more money and influence than us. I don't know. I know I'm not trying to doomsday us again. I'm not trying to call us fear. But I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time with that $100 mark myself. But, who knows? Maybe it will blast right through it like it blasted through 50, 60, and 70. And I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I was dead wrong. I was wrong as I could be about the $100 level. I do think that gold at 5,000 makes sense. We just got here pretty quick. I know it was like 20 years coming, but it just feels like the way it went up in 2 years versus over like 15 years kind of just feels awkward to me. Will silver dip big tomorrow? Tony Roma, not according to the charts. Let me switch back over to the charts. I can't remember how many days there were. I think there was only one, really, right? I believe that there was only one day in the past, and obviously the natural disclaimer of past performance is no indication of future performance. But I believe there's only one day in the relevant past of like the last 2-3 months where we had a positive 4-5% gain, 1.5-2% gain on gold, 4% gain on silver, that didn't hold through the next morning when the Western markets opened. Correct me if I'm wrong, or throw it into Chat GPT and see if that updates it or not. Obviously, the just FYI, the gold, silver, platinum, copper tickers at the top are not updated in real time. They're a manual updating process, and I just haven't got to it today, so it'll be updated for the next live stream. But we'll see. I bought some premium silver over the weekend, but I suspect it was foolish, but nevertheless enjoyable. Thousandaire Radio, I bought 6 American Silver Eagles. I bought an Engelhard bar. I bought 10, I think 1/10 ounce silvers or 1 gram silvers. I don't even know. I bought the gram silvers primarily as a giveaway, so I can use those types of things to give away to the channel over time. So some stuff I buy, whatever. I do miss beer sometimes, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, I haven't had beer in a while. I haven't had a drink in a while, so it's kind of nice. It's kind of a good feeling, detox from all that stuff every now and then, right? My skin feels healthier, my organs feel healthier, my joints feel healthier when I don't drink, so it's always good. I listened to some generic AU books on noise after you recommended that. What are AU? Almost uncirculated books? Is that what you listen to, Thousander? What is some generic silver books on noise? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. The Noise Factor is a book just in general about markets and, like, again, just oversaturation of information and how it can lead you astray. I see your question about 5K gold addict stacker. I'll get to it in a second. I want that Draco dragon on that screen. Yeah. God dang right. I do too, buddy. Right there. This one right here. I do too. It's in my community posts. It's one of the items that I really want to get. It's funny is because right now it's like 100% premium, right? On the price of silver for 30 ounces of sterling. But if things keep going the way they're going, maybe you'll make up that price pretty quick, that disparity pretty quick. I don't know. I mean, the same thing happened with the old George Washington statue that I have. The George Washington statue at the time that I bought it seemed like it was a ridiculous number. I was like, man, silver's got to get to $64 an ounce for me to break even. That's insane. That's never going to happen. And here we are, blew right through that. So yeah, this is like, look, I know it's just a goofy little, it's probably what, 8 inches tall. Let's see here. We got it in old centimeters. So 14 centimeters. What's that, about 5.5 inches, something like that? I don't know, 7 inches, 6 inches. So yeah. All right. So yeah, I think it's pretty sweet, man. It's a pretty cool. Anyway, why am I always selling stuff to other stores? Anyway, you know what? Expensive but beautiful. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool on the desk. You know what I mean? We'll throw it up there. What do I think about $5,000 gold? I see a world where we have $5,000 gold and we have $100 silver. I think that happens in March of 2026. What's up, Diesel? How you doing? Yeah, I think it's badass too. Generic AI books on noise. I meant no A. Okay. I was like trying to figure it out. I was like, I didn't know there was a book about specifically silver and the noise factor, but gotcha. Generic AI books on noise. Yeah, that's probably not bad. I mean, I'm sure they all kind of say similar topics, right? Expensive but beautiful for sure. Silver in China is trading over $100. I heard that, Tony Roma, on. So I've been watching some of that stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to vet the information that I'm getting on China and China's markets. And in my life history, China has a tendency to over exaggerate and lie about information and numbers coming out of their country. I've seen people making videos where they were like, Chinese men and women, it looks like they run Chinese coin shops and all that kind of stuff. So they're just as credible, I guess, as anybody else, but I just don't know. Talking about how they're really struggling to get silver for a good price. It's just like kind of like what Tim says on Yankee Stacking all the time. Tim sounds like he's going to cry in his coffee because he can't get silver eagles and buffaloes quickly. And it sounds like that's happening in China. But I did hear that like their street markets, their retail person to person street market does have a very high premium on the silver because there's just not that much out there. So hey, I put on a post somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I said explicitly, I said, hey guys, there's never going to be a world in our lifetime where we can't just run to the store and just buy some random generic rounds or generic bars or something like that. I still stand by that. I think that there will always be somewhere where you can go. Will it be the exact same shop that you've always gone to? Maybe not. Maybe they'll close down shop, or they'll go bankrupt, or they'll run out of cash, or they'll just decide to ride off into the sunset with a whole bunch of earnings because they just don't want to deal with the pressure anymore. Maybe, but it doesn't mean you can't go get it somewhere. I also heard that Costco is now limiting silver. I don't know about gold yet, but they're limiting silver, I believe, like 1 bar per customer, or limit 1 per customer, which makes sense because there's not an endless supply that you can get in the doors every day. And as the euphoria, we are hitting, guys, we have got to admit that we're hitting the euphoria stages, right? Right? Because when Costco members are needing to be throttled on how much silver they're buying, can we admit at some point that we are in the mania euphoria stage? Huh? Can we? Can we? Or are we gonna just not? Nah, we're not doing that yet. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time. How much you guys getting for Silver Eagles sell side? Tim the Barbarian. I'm hearing. I go off of Vermilion in Florida as kind of like the gold standard. I don't know. I've never actually done business with Vermilion in Florida, but they buy for a few dollars back of spot, and it seems like generic silver these days is around 10% back of spot. So if silver's $80, they're paying 72 or $8 back of spot for generic stuff. And it seems like the spread for Eagles is somewhere in between that and spot. I don't know too many places that are paying over spot for any kind of Eagles. Now, I've heard 1 or 2 stores that I've watched say that if you have like an entire like uncirculated, taped up, never opened, all the same year Silver Eagles, that they might pay above spot for that. But let's just be real, guys. They're not paying spot. Now, local, I was going to do an entire video on this explicitly talking about how like local coin shops are not stealing from you. They're not trying to rob you. They're not like playing dirty. I really do believe that most of them are acting in very good faith. And if you guys haven't already, please take a second to click the like button. I do appreciate that. It does help kind of boost the conversation, the chatting, and the likes help boost the video to other people. But I think the local coin shops they're hedging their bets. They know that they can't get quality inventory in. They know that the price could spike 5% one day and it could drop 10% the next 2 days. So they are running a business. Like, they can't just always be on the wrong side of the trade just to make people happy. They also can't control the garbage that people bring in, right? People may bring in completely undesirable pieces of silver or gold that they know that they'll never be able to sell, and that they're going to have to rely on like a wholesaler or a refiner buying it from them for dirt cheap, for less than the retail public wants to accept, to make their money. So I know a lot of them would, if I were running a local coin shop, I would only be offering to buy it probably on, I would have limits on what I would purchase per day based on like a certain quantity percentage of my cash available, so that I could have money available if I wanted to buy something really nice that walked through the door. But for like the generic junk stuff, I would probably just limit myself to an X number percentage of my cash per day, and then I would only be offering really what I knew that I could literally offload it for that day if I had to. If nobody walked through the door trying to buy that stuff, I wanted to know that I could put it in a box and I could sell it to some wholesaler or retailer, get my money right back for it, and move my cash right back into the next thing. I wouldn't play around with this market either. It's too volatile. It's too risky. But it is exciting for us as, traders or investors to have, that relationship. But I don't think so. If you see the likes fluctuate, it's because I unlike so that I can hit like TFT. I don't watch it constantly. It depends on what. So like my primary screen that I use for viewing, I don't actually even see the likes. I use something called Restream, which is like a platform that I can use to stream to all sorts of different places at once. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, but yeah, Tim was griping about platinum moving up and down too far. You guys have the stuff growing on me. I picked up some platinum this weekend. I picked up a 1/10 ounce platinum Britannia, I think. And I picked up, man, I don't even remember what it's bad when you don't even remember what you got. I think I picked up another Dos Peso. I think I picked up another gram of gold. I picked up a Tudor's Beast. And I think I have 2 more packages of $half on the way. So I picked up quite a bit of stuff on the month that I said that I wasn't going to. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do a quick check-in here. And then let's get into some stuff. Hot chocolate does sound good too. All right. We are still holding steady. Let's do a quick refresher. We are still holding pretty steady at the 4.5%, 1.5%. That looks good. Again, I can't think of too many days where we started like this and we ended, really that negative. We might fall back down to like 1.5%, 2% or something. That's possible. We might also go when the market opens up to 6% or 8%. I don't know. That would be insane. I feel like this 4.5% is already a pretty big jump. So my gut feeling is most likely we'll come down a little bit from that, but we'll see. Draco Dragon, what's up, Eddie? All right, gold chart's doing its thing. If we go to the last 1 month, if you guys, I know that some of this stuff is kind of redundant. We talk about it quite often, but I think it's important to note. Look at this. Get out of here. I just think it's important that you kind of like we start to see these things and learn from them, because ultimately, we're just trying to get better at this. So if I were looking at this, right, originally that 44.50 or whatever range here, when we dipped below it here and we got over it, and then we fell back below it and we got back over it, we did good. We did good. So that little range there, it's been tested a couple times into here. We've come out of it. We broke pretty far above it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't see much indicating that it's going to probably break underneath that again. So hopefully that has become kind of a new support level. It was a support, and then we broke down, and then we kind of got punched back down from it, and then we broke again. So hopefully that can kind of be our new support level there. Little trend line, easy money. If we go to silver, check out silver. The other thing you got to be kind of cautious of in this is was that the 1 month? What was that? That chart. Hold on 1 second. 1 month. 1 month. All these assets, man. Like I'm telling you, I like to look at asset charts, and when they all start looking the exact same, and then you compare like the S&P 500, you compare other charts and stuff. When they all start looking the exact same, I think it tells you a pretty clear story. You look at Bitcoin, you look at the S&P 500, you look at all those charts, and they all have the kind of same general trend. To me, that is kind of, honestly, it's like a red flag to me. It just means that you have now boarded the roller coaster, or maybe the Titanic. You've now boarded the cruise ship, and you will now let your captain steer. You have now lost all control of where you're going to end up in your destination. All right. I think if I start getting platinum, I'm going to get bars only. It was never money that I know of. It doesn't seem right to get coinage, but if prices are right, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Kenny Scott, I treat all of my stuff as bullion, even the American Silver Eagles. I just treat them as bullion. I think of them as bullion. I don't think of them as any sort of premium collector piece. Now, if I ever sold them and I got a collector's premium on it, great. That's a benefit. But for my calculations and my inventory, I inventory everything as basically spot, with the understanding that most likely I'm going to get spot minus 10%. And I just accept that. Do you think gold will hit 5,000 this year? Yeah, I do. And what's your thoughts on silver hitting over 100? Gunsmoke, what's up, dude? Yeah, we kind of just talked about this a little bit right at the beginning. I think both those things happen in March. I'll give you an exact date. I think March 18th. So, we can be completely wrong or completely right. I think by March 18th, we will see $5,000 gold and we will see $100 silver. We'll have a 51 ratio. And I think that's where chaos ensues. I think that'll be where we start to have a lot of downward pressure on the price at that point. And I think at that point we'll have gone from this mania euphoria psychology of markets. And I think at that point, that's where we really do see people selling out We see an over exaggeration of negativity whenever it drops, a few bucks, because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, largest 1 day drop in silver's price history, $5, and it's only 5%, but like, because the dollar amount's big, like, it'll be news, right? And I think that's when that stuff starts. What's going on, Mr. Vegas Stacker? Thanks for popping in here. And I think that's what we'll see. The chart is just too crazy. Like, I don't need to do much more, but then just do this, the 1 year chart. And we're probably on gold. Yeah, let's go to silver. It just looks even dumber, right? So like, if we were to, I don't know, this chart is the kind that I can pull down and okay, we can. Like, let's just think about where this is. By March, it would be here. Okay, so you're asking me, and I'm saying, I think by here, we have this. That is still an absurd chart with no real tangible pullback. Like, I get that there's like weak pullbacks, weak as in weak, and weak as in the time of, the quantity of days, weak, like weak every now and then. Or there's these like little pullbacks here, but these are nothing, man. These are, I mean, look at the volume too, like massive. Like, have you guys looked at volume? Does anybody care about volume? Look, man, when things are boring and stable and there's not much price action, it normally indicates low volume, right? So if I look, how much further can we go back here? Look at the volume. Okay, there we go. Pop some volume. Oh, wait, I need to change to, let's go to 5 year. Okay. If we're looking at like the relative volume, you can see, like, you can just see the trading going on these futures and just the excitement hopping in. And look at our volume in the last, so remember these volume levels, okay? And now look at the last, like, half of last year. This tells you a lot, man. There are massive amounts of contracts being traded, significantly more than there ever were. And that's going to cause massive layers of volatility. Volatility. What the hell kind of word is that? Volatility. Wait, well, we got way too much going on here. Stretch it. Okay, right? The volatility comes from this massive volume of trading. And that's not going to die down until silver and gold are dead, until there's not much money to be made. And that's going to take years, I think. I really do predict that's going to take years. The greatest thing about this, though, is if you are a swing trader or a day trader, my God, go to hog heaven, boys. Just go look at some time periods, find something that you like to trade on, find some charts, and my goodness, sell, buy puts up here and buy calls down here and figure it out for yourself. I can't legally tell you how to do that right now, but it is possible. But there's possibilities out there. You're probably going to lose your ass and lose all your money if you screw up. But man, if you're a trader with all this volatility, you should be rubbing your hands together and like sitting at your computer every morning. I don't know. What's up, Jay Bowers? Don't forget the smash. I don't need to read that. Volume started going up when China announced their restrictions in September, leading into October. Is that the consensus for? I guess 6 months would probably be best. Oh god, I have foobarred this chart. 1 second. Okay, is that the consensus for? I have messed it all up, boys. Can I refresh? Can I just restart? It's over. September. So we're justifying the volume increase in September based on China announcements. And then ever since then, it's just gone up. I mean, it could be. I mean, I'd have to go back and look at all the contract expirations and see what other else things might have been going on there. But it doesn't, I guess at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. The volume's there, and I don't see any reason why it's going to slow down, because more and more people are going to come into this market. Now, the one thing that did slow it, also remember this happened all right here, this whole December 31st, January 6th part, January 10th. This extra part happened after they increased the margin requirements for trading on that markets too. So that's actually really impressive that we maintained this volume, which goes to tell me, this tells me also that if we do get into, like, I think probably above 85 into 90s, I bet you we see additional 50% COMEX margin requirement increases to continue to slow down this volume, man, because obviously what they didn't do enough. That I think that's very clear here, very clear. Or maybe they short circuit their coolers on their their data center again. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts, but it's good times, and I don't see anything really stopping it. But for some reason, I just feel my gut that $100 silver is going to be that point where it's going to hit some resistance. This was what is this? Don't make me do that. Um, this was Bank of America's original on, I think it was 1/6 or something. I was trying to find information on their call that silver would go to $300, and I haven't found an official statement or article released by Bank of America yet. So I don't know if they said it on a like a stockholder meeting or what. But I was reading some of these, and Bank of America was predicting 65 silver climbing to $65 per ounce by 2026 at one point, and $5,000 per ounce. So they were overshooting gold and well undershooting silver. I think silver ended up what, 72, 73? And these are all the reasons, which are all the things we've probably talked about a million times over. Trying to find if I can find anything at all on the specific $300 thing. And here's 2025 to 2030. Same kind of sighting right here. $65 per ounce, $42 an ounce for UBS. So they were like way undershooting it. Investing Haven was at 77 to 82 by 2030. Well, hey guys, we're in the future, I guess, because it is definitely beyond that. Light Finance by 2027 to 2030. Okay, here we go. Here's somebody who actually has predicted over where we're at. An aggressive long-range scenario where silver could climb to $133 to $143 an ounce by 2027 to 2030. I mean, that's a 3-year stretch, with the most bullish forecasting exceeded $200 per ounce by 2030 plus. I mean, this to me sounds like just simply inflation-adjusted pricing. Mike Maloney has also stated he believes silver will price $100 more is on the horizon, and triple-digit forecasts remain speculative. A long-term consolidation is in the $50 to $70 range, appears increasingly plausible, and historically, silver's biggest rallies have followed extended periods of base building. So yeah, I mean, that's what we really were talking about all along with these ideas of like when people want to do, inflation adjustments off of the 1980 spikes and the 2011 spikes. It's like, great. If we do that though, we have a pretty large collapse coming, where they're recommending, or they're stating that they believe that we stay in this 55 to 60 range as the new, this is what they're calling a floor. If you're not, I know some of this is kind of like being dumbed down, but when they're saying establishing a new floor, this is what they're talking about. So the floor keeps getting higher and higher over time, right? This would have been the new floor, and we go a little higher. And then they're saying that if we do have this issue happen again, well, then a new floor would be somewhere in this range, according to this group right there, right through the dragon's price mark. would be the retraction or the retracement floor. That's kind of where I agree with that floor. I do think, and that's ultimately kind of what I'm wondering is going to happen. I know nobody wants to listen to the inverse of what we all want to happen. Like, we all want silver to go to $300 an ounce. But why? Why do we want silver to go to $300 an ounce if we're just using it for a long-term savings? I mean, do we truly expect silver to go to $300 per ounce and then stay there for 40 years so we can retire with massive wealth and pass it on to our kids and stuff? Like, is that what we expect to actually happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope if it does get to that point, I hope it's not a straight shot, because God will only know what that means for the world. I don't even know. I had another article. This is the one. Okay, this is the article. Wait, no, that's not an article. Mark I don't know any of his credentials. Bank of America has laid out a breathtaking metals forecast for 2026. Their headline call isn't just bullish, it's historic. Silver, the ultimate head turner. Bank of America strategist Michael Vidmer projects silver could reach $135 to $309 per ounce. And I believe this came out recently. I still, again, I have yet to find an actual source for this other than like people throwing it up on Asian Asian AI Asian guy with the portfolio picture. I love it. Welcome to the channel, AI Asian guy. That's hilarious. Prices are looking pretty good at the moment. Maybe some all-time highs tonight. What do you mean by prices looking pretty good, sir? Also, since we're here and we got stuff going on, let's do this real quick. There you go. Are you meaning like the daily price changes are looking good? Like it's gonna hold? I mean, it's just a little too early. It's a little too early to say that it's gonna hold because we have seen the Asian market, Far East market open high, and then we've seen when the next market opens, I can't remember exactly what, but it dropped about half. Like we typically see that, and then the Western market kind of pulls it up. So, but I do think that with everything trending this high off the Sunday evening open on the Eastern markets, I do think that we're gonna see there. Sell, goddammit, sell. See, that's the thing, Dub C, right? I mean, at some point, like everybody's got a price. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a price, and there is going to be a point where anybody who bought silver at $30 an ounce, and silver starts breaking into $150 an ounce, $200 an ounce. There's going to be some mighty shaky hands out there. And I'm not saying that you should hold forever or sell. I don't care. I really don't care what anybody does with their silver. It's their own personal finances and objectives at that point. So who am I to tell them what they can and can't do? But I mean, taking $100,000 off the table and putting it into something else that you need to, improve your life or improve the quality of life that you're living in that moment sounds pretty rational to me always. So do what you gotta do. But yeah, I will see what happens. But yeah, $83.40. I don't know. On a whim, I bought thousands of dollars of silver, gold, and platinum this weekend, and I figured my assumption was just like when I placed bets on football teams that they just lose. I assumed that when I bought a whole bunch of gold and silver this weekend that it would all tank on Monday. The price isn't 300; it's much lower than that. Okay, let's play a hypothetical then. Thousandaire. Let me ask everybody. Okay, there seems to be this wonderful consensus out there, and I'm gonna make some chat engagement. So get your digits ready. Get your digits ready, okay? Yeah, diamond hands, baby. Let me ask you, if silver is at $83 an ounce, and everybody thinks it's going to, let's just say, $150 an ounce, almost doubling your money in like a year or two, why the hell would you not sell everything that you don't need to live? Sell every extra vehicle, sell every, I don't even know, pot and pan in your house, sell every stock that you own, sell every single, hell, sell your house and go rent somewhere cheap for a while, right? Why wouldn't you take every single asset you have, sell it, go out and buy monster boxes of Silver Eagles or something right now, or whatever you can get? I know Silver Eagles are probably a bad example. Go buy Maple Leafs. Nobody wants those. Go buy kangaroos. I don't care. And then you just sit on it in your rented 1x1 kitchen. You just stick it in there underneath all the pots and pans or whatever you do, or in the freezer or whatever, in cereal boxes on top of the fridge, whatever you do. And then wait for those 2 years and then sell it all and double your money. Because if it's that locked in and we believe it that strong, that's why I don't know. If I had that firm conviction, I think I would do it. I just don't have that firm of conviction, I guess. Silver is headed to $47. Well, in that case, right, in that scenario, then you would sell all your silver today and just buy it back at 47, right? So I think a lot of time I don't even know. I don't really include myself as like an influencer type person. So I think a lot of times people tend to talk as if something is a sure thing, but they don't act on it, right? So it's like hollow words, shallow words, trying to motivate others to do things that they themselves are not confident in doing, right? And you know, keeps longer in the fridge versus freezer. Thank you, appreciate you, Jay Bowers. It's too much moisture in the. There's too much moisture in the fridge and freezer either way. I wouldn't put it in there at all. Anyway, more likely for silver to hit 150 or 50 first. I think in Dub C, I think in that scenario, I would say it's more likely to hit 50, but that doesn't mean that I don't think it's going to go up above where it's currently at before it goes down to 50. I just think that it would, I really do that. I'll say it again and again and again. I think that $100 silver is going to have a massive psychological, fundamental, and technical resistance level that is going to cause COMEX over exaggeration of increasing margin requirements, and or very rich, wealthy, powerful people getting on the phone with legislators and regulators and making changes to how these markets act, honestly, at that point. And then I think it would pull back to that, like, you know, I don't think, yeah, I'm more with Nightwatch. What's up, Nightwatch? I'm closer to like the 55 to 60 range more than I am 50, but hey, his question was 150 to 50. Okay, so I'm sticking with 50, all right? I answered the questions given to me, dang it. I actually answered questions rather than beat around them and fence ride them. I speculate in both directions. $300 target is made by the shills. Hey, there's no reason why you can't trade it though. Like, I don't care. Like, I am definitely a trader by heart, but I also invest. And I got into silver. I got into silver and gold. The purpose that I got into it was the place that I could take digital cash out of the banking system and put it into a safe haven asset that would slowly grow with inflation. So if that was the reason I was buying silver and gold, how the heck can I be excited and happy about this asset doing literally the exact opposite of what I bought it for? Now, is it a bad thing that it's gone up in value? No, absolutely not. But like, I've got plenty of other money in other places that I use for growth, that is growing, that I use for trading actively to grow those accounts, right? Like, I don't want to have to be doing it in my freaking safe haven asset. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a little bit of a whine there, but it's just fine. Dub C, yep, that's not me. I've sold nearly 300 ounces in the last month. Dub C, I think that you're wiser than you're letting on there, because I think that, you know, I know you have a massive position. Like, let's call a spade a spade. You have a very large position, so for a lot of people, selling 300 ounces would be like a pretty sizable portion of their stack, and I don't expect people to do that. But I'm guessing it's probably a fairly low percentage of your overall assets and ounces. So I agree with you. I have sold a little bit. I'm also more or less not selling my silver. I'm cycling my silver into gold. I think that no matter what, gold will tend to stabilize first, and I think gold will calm down slower and go up slower. And therefore, if I did see something that was indicating to me that gold was going to be on this triumphant return to the ground, I could more easily offload it in a time frame that was reasonable if I needed to, if I really believe that. Anyway, what happened when the nickel market got squeezed? Circuit breakers. What happened? Circuit breakers. So I think we could probably, give me a second. I could probably look it up. I think you can actually see what the actual circuit breakers are on commodities. It should be already predefined. Hold on. What are the gold and silver COMEX circuit breakers? All right. I think that's all. I think that's predefined. I could be wrong, but normally there's a chart, and they say explicitly, like, if there's this much trading change of price or value in X number of time, that they will shut it down for like 15 minutes. And if it's this much in this much time, they will shut it down for this much, right? If I can find it for you, I will. And it's normally a percentage base. So it'll be like, if it goes up 10% in an hour, we shut it down for 30 minutes. Dynamic circuit breaker variant, reference price. I'm not getting the chart that I want. It's too hard to do this like while I'm live. You know what I mean? $90 per ounce by end of week. No, I don't. Joseph, I don't think so. I mean, again, it's the first day of the week. We've had a massive run up. I would expect that we're going to get a pullback, even if it's not all the way down to 80. We'll probably, at the bare minimum, retest, 81 in the next couple of days and then run up. So we are seeing just a very volatile, constantly traded market. That's all. But no, I don't think we hit 90 by the end of the week. I think that's very fast if it does. An untenable run on physical silver would just force cash settlements. And remember, the COMEX is allowed to close contracts for cash. Yeah, I mean, the COMEX is an interesting entity. COMEX is an interesting entity. Hello, Rural Stacker. What's going on? I've got a large position yet. I know, and I'm not trying to throw your I'm not trying to, pocket watch you or anything. I just like to put things into perspective for a potential viewing audience. Like some people might hear like somebody sells 300 ounces and they're like, oh my God, that guy just completely sold out. I need to sell out, right? Like I just keep it in perspective for people that don't have an idea. What's up, my man, Silver Serpents? Woo! Hey, Silver Serpents, I got something for you. Look at this. Hold on, where is it? Where is it, guys? Where'd my ad go? Boom! Serpents. Look at that. You and I need this thing. I don't even know how many of these exist. It says you can get 1 through 4. Yep, there's only 4 available. So 1 for me, 1 for you. Anybody want to knock out anybody got a quick 17K for us to get, I'll get all of them. I'll corner the market and I'll sell. Here's the play, Serpents. I got the play. Perfect. Okay. We buy all 4. Okay. At 4,300 each. And then you and I put the one each of ours on eBay for 8,000 each. You following me? You following me? And then I buy yours and you buy mine. We eat the eBay fee, but we've now established a price point of $8,000. Then we relist our once we get, we relist them for $10,000 each. And anybody who looks at the recent solds or the price history will be like, oh, those things are selling for 8K. Are you with me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, guys. I would never do something like that ever. Never, ever. Okay? Jesus. Come on. Chill out. Relax. Relax. It's gonna be okay. I think it's a good time for a disclaimer. I think that's a good time if there was ever one. As a disclaimer, just some BS here, just some crazy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Nobody would do that. People do that. Colorado silver sounds like BlackRock. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Those types of groups would never do something like that ever. To the moon, baby. Yeah, so those are pretty cool. Platinum is up almost 4.5%. We would expect platinum to move faster than silver, right? So we're getting there. It did. Platinum has now surpassed silver on its run up here. That's good. And then palladium trailing. I saw some silver. I saw some palladium, and on who was it that picked up palladium? God damn, I can't remember now. You just bought all the dragon styles in there? Oh no, I'll never get one. Hey, $1,000, I'll buy one from you for 2,500. Yeah, the legality, probably not. It's probably against the eBay terms of service right there. A little bit. Dubsy, if I had been stacking the last few years, I would be taking profits and turning it to gold. That's actually kind of what I'm doing, Silver Serpents. I'm doing it like 2 things. I'm doing 2 things. I am doing a situation where I am taking generic style silver, this kind of stuff, right? This is the Truth series, just whatever, spotted Truth series stuff, right? I bought this stuff for like super cheap back in the day. I'm taking that kind of stuff, and not these art bars, but like generic bars, right? Generic bars. and I'm selling them and I'm buying gold, or I'm converting it into silver that I just am having fun collecting. I went to buy a car today, and while checking the rig out, I thought of the value being spent in ounces. Then scrutinized the tweak, and and then scrutinized the deal and walked away. It was a nice way to rethink the wealth being spent. Yeah, TFT. I'm actually gonna be on the phone with somebody tomorrow. I'm selling my extra car, and it looks like I'm probably gonna get around 6,500 for it. It's got 100,000 miles. It's a lower end vehicle like a Mazda. So I'm going to be shifting that money. I don't know. I'll probably spend a little bit on the house, and then I'll probably put a little bit into gold and stuff like that. Yeah. So what I was saying about palladium is, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. I got a little distracted. What's going on in Colorado? Palladium has this really, like, am I crazy? I haven't ever like held one in my hand, but just looking at the videos, it feels like it has this like depth of mirroring or like silver to it. Like it just feels like a deeper color than this. Like you kind of get a little bit lost in it. You know what I'm saying? Am I crazy? You guys that own it, let me know. But it just looks like it has like this like mesmerizing deep look to it. So I want to get one just to check it out. That's kind of how I do things. That's how I do things. Yeah, we got an awesome crowd in here. Thanks, guys, everybody, for popping in. We're gonna go back here. I'm gonna go back to these charts here, and there's a lot of talk again about all this stuff here. Their headline call isn't just bullish; it's historic, and the rationale hinges on the gold to silver ratio. So we've had this brought up a lot. It's too bad Brilliance isn't here. Guy Brilliance, who watches the channel quite often, and he talks about this all the time, that he feels like the ratio should be much lower than 60 to 1 or wherever it's at today, 58 to 1 or 57 to 1. He's always pushing that whole like the natural ratio of like 15 to 1, and then even then the historic ratio of like 30 to 1. And I don't know, man. I guess I'm just like very cynical and skeptical here, but I feel like 50 to 1 is a pretty good ratio, but we'll see. So they're saying at the current ratio, blah, 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 there's massive room to outperform. So in their mind, you guys got to realize, if they're thinking, so if they're calling this $135 to $300.09 an ounce, and they're saying it's going to go to 32 to 1, are they not just simply implying that gold will not move at all? Like that gold is just going to stay stagnant forever? Is that what they're saying? It just doesn't make sense. Like, do we really think gold is going to just stay at 4,500? So let's do the 4,500 divided by 30. Oh, I can't do it like that. 4,500 divided by 135. Yeah. So they're basically saying that gold is not going to move at all, up or down. That gold is just going to stay still during this entire run up of silver, and gold is never going to move. The reality is like, I don't know. Gold would have to, like, if gold is 14 to 1, okay, so if silver's 14 to 1 at 309, okay, anybody have like the exact ratio of what silver has gone up and gold has gone up in the last month? Is this telling me percentage per month? I really destroyed this chart. Does it tell me what the run up has been in 1 month? Is there a way to calculate that? So, well, I guess we can just do it this way. 64 to 83, $20 off of 60. So let's call it 30%. 30%. And then gold, 4,300 to 4,500, $200, 5%. So we're still running at a 5% growth, 30% growth. So to get to $300, we need to have, Jesus, 300%. So that would mean 50% growth on gold. So in reality, they're saying, I believe my math was pretty fuzzy fish math there, but what I believe that they are saying is that they think that when silver's 300, if just based on the same ratio of growth of gold to silver last month moving forward, we would expect to have over $6,000 gold when we have $309 silver if that were to be the case. That was really quick, fast, probably wrong math, but there you go. That makes sense. Did my ramble right there make sense to anybody? Or did I just talk out loud and look like an idiot? Anyway, whatever. I'm blaming you and Jamie G for my reckless spending. Colorado silver makes me want to buck up and be a man and go buy something. Like every time I see his stack, right? Every time. Palladium is pretty hardcore. The look you are referring to, Dragoon, is concave surface. I do like that palladium doesn't tarnish. Okay. 20 to 1. Gerver Singh, what's going on? Hey, if you guys didn't know, AI Asian guy was in the channel earlier today. He was calculating the comments, apparently. So that was kind of cool. I don't know if that was the real AI Asian guy or a funny one just visiting all of the channels, which is kind of funny. What's happening in Minnesota, Minneapolis is this the end of democracy? No, this is actual democracy. Unfortunately, somebody lost their life, but I mean, in a way, democracy in theory is the ability to vote in the elected leaders you want to run the country and to protest and to have your right to free speech. Now, barricading streets and blocking public traffic sounds like crimes to me, but I don't think Minneapolis is the place where they're really actively pursuing criminals that well. But anyway, I can understand. People get upset and they come together as a community and they want to protest something. It's fine. I bought a Palladium 2006 maple and original plastic for $14.70 and 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last price I saw for Palladium, I think, was $2,400 thousand there for a 1 ounce Palladium that looked really cool. I wanted it, but I'm not willing to pay that much price. I can't do it. Like, I'd rather take that extra $600 that I'm paying on premium, or actually $800, and I'd rather go buy some gold. You know what I mean? What's up, Matt Wins? Or not? Is it Matt Wingay or Winge or Wing? Matt Wing? What's going on? Walter comes in, flaming hot Cheetos on his breath. How's it going, Walter? What's the weight on a $5 and $250 gold coin? I can tell you that real quick, servants. Real quick. Are you buying some Liberty heads or some Indian heads? Gold coin, $5 is 0.2419, and the $2.50 is half of that. Shocking, I know. 0.12094. There you go. There you go. That's the two. Wingy. Okay, I got it. Matt Wingy. Got it, baby. We got that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, gosh darn. That's a 309. I'm assuming they're giving us a couple years to get there, right? Would we imagine that they're going at least a few years to get to 309? I mean, can we imagine what this chart's gonna look like? $309. I don't know about that one, boys. I don't know. That seems like Bank of America out there trying to cause some chaos around the world. I don't know. We'll see. Again, question of the day is, what do you guys want to discuss? This was brought up last time, so that's the only reason why I'm even talking about it. I don't necessarily buy into it. I'm more at the 100 to 150 range, being like the super high end. I mean, for me, $100 is the top. After seeing the premiums go down and silver prices went up, I'm guessing the premiums on platinum and palladium might do the same in my area. Premiums are high on platinum and palladium. That's a good point. So you're talking about the Rural Stacker. That was true for some silver, not all, right? Did your area, Rural, did silver premiums come down for like Eagles and generics? Because Eagle, what I saw online at least, is that there is more of a premium today than there was like last year. So I'm not sure. Let me know. Holy moly, salsa verde sun chip. Invest. These things are amazing. Oh my god, Penny, is this your first experience with sun chips, dude? Those things have been, dude, those things are solid. Every time you go to like what's it called? Subway or something? Those are the chips to get. We're off the deep end here. Okay, I hope you guys understand. You guys being okay with being off the deep end here? I don't know why you'd be buying sun chips on eBay, but there you go. This is what my man is being exposed to in the real time flesh right here. Get it? AI Asian guy thinks. Welcome back. Are there any differences in tax reporting obligations between pre-33 gold and modern when selling? I think Asian guy, that's gonna be state to state. My state, particularly that I live, does not have like sales tax or anything when I'm buying between it. But if I sell, then obviously the profit from that is taxed. I guess basically as income, so pretty high, if that's what you're asking. But purchasing it, for me, Asian guy, there is no difference for me between pre-33 gold and modern when have we passed platinum's all-time high tonight? Oh, that's a good question. Let's check. What are we at? 2346 on the bid. What was the all-time high? I really do need to bring up like Trading View when I'm doing this a little bit better, but this was 2160 on the like actual volume. Are you? And this candle, some moron with an open market order got it at 2305 when it was 2158. So that sucker got hit for a 5% preemie. I got 2305 unless there's something else. Is that right? So again, I don't count anything Thousandaire. I count nothing until it's closed, till the day is closed. I don't really care about like intraday price action as like a metric to study. That's just the way I work. I mean, other people are different. But it looks like, this one, according to this, if you want to just go by the candle wick, Jesus, man, dude, who did that? Can we talk about like how not to trade and why you should never use? Okay, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, never, ever, 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 ever do a market order. Always 100% of the time do a limit order. Anyway, this is 2033, but the wick is at 2525. Oh, somebody got just absolutely bamboozled. But yeah, I guess so, right? All-time high. Should I put that? Should I make a new thumbnail that says all-time high platinum? Are there platinum lovers out there? I'm not trying to suck the fun out of the room, Thousandaire. I'm just saying, in terms of like documentation for an all-time high, like I feel like you gotta wait till the close of business day and see where it's at there. Gold is gold, makes no difference to me. I like the harvest cheddar. Oh, we're talking about the chips still. Yeah, I got you. Salsa verde is good. Harvest cheddar's fine. You can't go wrong. Sun chips are just good. Just say what it is. They're like Cool Ranch Doritos. You can do Cool Ranch, or you can do just basic cheese Dorito. Both are solid options. That's kind of where I place the sun chips on the same level as those, which is high marks. And then we're coming into a metals channel with all-time current intraday trading highs on like gold, silver, and platinum, and I'm sitting here fucking talking about sun chips, boys. You don't even know what you sign up for when you tune in, do you? I've been curious about picking up a few grams of platinum. Do it, Serpents. Stop being so curious, okay? You know what will make you, what will satisfy that curiosity? Let me show you how to satisfy that curiosity real quick, okay? You go here, Go JM Bullion. You go here, other. You go platinum coins. You go right here. You find whatever they got that you can afford. Okay, quarter ounce American Eagle. That looks pretty nice. I mean, massive. You just multiply that by 4, 28. That's $2,900 though. And you go, oh boy, I like that platinum Canadian thing, and you just click add to cart right here, and you're good, dude. That's it. ACH transfer, and your curiosity is satisfied, and you now own a piece of platinum at all-time highs. In fact, I'm very sure I have bought every single all-time high that has ever existed in the last 2 years on gold, silver, and platinum. Okay, so you're welcome. If this moron on this camera is doing it, you too. No, wait, hold on. Perfect timing for this. Be satisfied? Are you satisfied? Voodoo Zaps are another good one. I don't think everybody has that. Voodoo Zaps are a solid. Yeah, let's get an image of Voodoo Zap chips here. Not everybody has these suckers right here. If you guys don't know, let's see if we can. Boom. Stop going to eBay. Like, is there just not like an image? I clicked on images, didn't I? Oh wow, nice and big. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. These are absolutely a solid as well. So check it out. Are we hungry? Is everybody hungry tonight? We got the munchies on this Sunday evening, watching the markets go up. Got some, Sunday night football going on here, and we're just talking about chips. Speaking of chips, I do have my poker chips in, and I have set a couple packages up, and I got my new envelopes in to send all that away as well. So that'll be good. Silver's retracting some from its daily intraday trading. Right, we were above 83, so there you go, guys. Let's go to the 1 day. Boom. So we peaked out here about 84, and we have come back. This is again what I'm talking about. We have seen this quite a bit in the recent history, where we have a pop off at the market open, then we have a little bit of a retracement, and then we just kind of have to wait to see what the Western market does. Does it pop off, or does it come back down? Dub C and Kalilo have me itching for Mexican silver. Dude, that Mexican silver, I don't own any. I was in an auction last night on, Friday and Saturday I was in Silver Ocean's auction, and I was going degenerate mode. I was bidding on a lot of stuff and winning a lot of stuff, but he had some Mexican pesos. Guys, you might appreciate this, Dub C. I know you're a connoisseur of the antiquities here. He had an entire pouch consisting of 103, I believe they were 10% silver pesos, and they looked really cool. I think it came out to be like, it's like $500 for the whole pouch. But they were really cool. And all these Mexican coins, they have very intricate, detailed artwork on obverse and reverse. They just look like solid, good coins that would have been fun to have in like trade back in the day, in circulation. Would have been fun to like buy and sell with them. Like, I don't know, is that a weird thought? But I look at the coins and I'm like, you look at like a modern 1/10 ounce like Britannia or something, you're like, this is a cool looking coin, but I would never imagine this being traded, in like actual barter. But then I look at that old Mexican coinage and I'm like, man, this stuff was probably awesome to have a whole treasure chest filled of it. And you just go from like port to port trading and up and down, like, Central and South America or something. Like, I would be awesome. That'd be cool. We still talking about chips, aren't we? Hey, what's up, Tim Barbarian? He had some Mexican. Oh yeah, Matt Wingate or Wingy, dude. Exactly, Matt. You were there with me, did I not go? Did I not go straight degenerate mode on that auction? I believe that I won probably the most things on that auction this weekend, but it was worth it. I sent an email. I was like, "Is this right? Is this how much I owe you? Because I'm gonna have to transfer some money." Like, I need to transfer money to my own accounts to be able to pay you what I bought. I bought most of my platinum in 2011. That sounds like a good time to buy platinum, I would imagine, right? Oh man, jeez. We gotta go far back on the chart here. 2011 was 1800, right? So somewhere in the 1800s. Man, if you held, you had some conviction, huh? Did you re-up like when it got to 1,000 when it got down to like 1,000 or 800? Um, did you pick up some more at like this 40% reduction in price? Just kind of like hedge your stack there? Because if you did, man, you made out like a bandit. Um, Lori, what's going on? Thanks for being here. I just got 10% silver, un peso, but not a good deal. I paid $45 for the 7 coins. Found 3 more for $2 each and snagged them up. That's cool, Silver Serpents. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about then. Those were the things that I was talking about because they look really nice and they were big, solid looking coins. I don't know what they're made of, probably like zinc or something or tan or something, but they were nice. They were nice. They were traded all over the world. The reales, yeah, it wasn't just reales. It was like legitimately, it was something else. I don't know what it was, but I saw the reales on Dubc's channel, and these pesos were a little different. I don't know enough about the coinage, but they were cool. I'm about to win some sun chips from the Wawa. Are you winning an auction on sun chips? all right, Thousand. You know, are you gonna throw those in the crock pot and give a little sun chip seasoned, bouche bouche kind of thing? Pick up a 2019 reverse proof Palladium Eagle. Whoa, Colorado Silver. Where did you get that? When did you have you shown that before on the channel? I don't remember seeing it, but that's awesome. Reverse proof Palladium Eagle. That sounds awesome. What's the proper way to say half reale or half real? I don't know. Yeah. Not in 8 reales, but the tiny dime size. Yes. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. I don't know how to explain it without like an image. I guess I can look it up, but Centavos video while watching Kalila and Dubc. I looked to rewatch for like 2 seconds and gave up. Oh yeah. Centenarios, crockpot sun chips. Why not, dude? Throw them in there. Just gonna add some flavor. Do it. So it's funny. Thousandaire is. Have you guys ever had the like, crockpot like nachos where you throw like a whole bunch of like chicken and like cream of chicken soup, and you throw a bunch of cheese and seasoning and chips in there, and you just kind of like bake it all in the oven, like as like a it's almost like a chicken enchilada bake, but with like chips instead of like actual enchiladas and stuff, or tamales or whatever. It's pretty good. I bet you could do that with some sun chips though. That's all I'm getting at. They had 2 and 4 reales, and sun chips sound good right now. Oh my gosh, we got all talking about where was it Stapler that said earlier? He said up there, we're the silver snackers. So true. Silver snackers out there, just living the best life. When will Mogo? What's going on? Thanks for being here. When will silver hit $500? I don't actually think silver will hit $500 in my lifetime, to be honest with you. I will be dead and dust by the time silver hits $500. I traded gold for platinum, still have it all. Wow, Dubc. So at $900, you inverted from gold to platinum and then held it. Nice. That's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen you show your platinum coins, Dubc, on the old channel there. I've seen a lot of gold and silver. I don't remember seeing your platinum pieces. Is that something you're going to ever do a video or discuss the different... I mean, is platinum all like eagles? Is that like the problem with eagle? Is platinum is like it's all just made on, sovereign style coinage? So it's not that interesting. Doesn't have as much cool history as like, let's say, obviously the pre-33 golds that I love and all the silver that has like ancient thousands of years of history. That might be a reason to like not really push it so much. Yes, nacho cheese dip, good stuff. There you go. Crockpot cracked chicken, penny sky. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it's called something different everywhere we go. But I remember we used to throw that in the oven and just bake it, and then you just basically take out like a spatula full, throw it on your plate, throw some hot sauce on there, and you've got this nice little artery clogging plate of food. It's pretty good. Reales is plural. Yeah, that's correct. I cooked collard greens in the pressure cooker and they were good. Yeah, collard greens are nice, easy to cook. Silver is going to the clouds, but not quite the moon though, huh? Going to the clouds, not the moon. I'm going through old receipts. 2016, 40 ounces of silver eagles for, yeah, it's Colorado. So it's crazy when you look at your old transactions and receipts and stuff, and you're like, man, why didn't I buy like 10 times more than this at that time? What was I buying instead that I should have bought? You know, like you just have those conversations with yourself. Who cares about chips? Talk about how high silver's going. Mogo, buddy, we already talked about this like ad nauseum, man. It's chip time, dude. I appreciate you being here, but man, we talked about like, what do you want me to say? Hey guys, people think silver's going to go to $1,000 an ounce, and some people think it's going to go to $55 an ounce. There's not much to talk about. Silver's currently at $82.85 an ounce. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, but like, we already spent like 45 minutes talking about the prices in silver and gold. Take care, Dubsy. We're actually wrapping up anyway, but yeah, so I was just talking about that Bank of America statement. It's pretty broad to go from $135 to $309 an ounce, and I don't know if they actually gave a time horizon on this or not. Take it with a grain of salt. You know, the bankers can adjust their, you know, price targets every quarter or whenever they feel like it, and it doesn't seem to ever like there's no punishment for being wrong, right? Nobody's going to withdraw all their money and holdings from Bank of America because they got the price per ounce incorrect or anything. So take it with a grain of salt, but that's their newest high prediction here. I couldn't find any supporting arguments about that. Like I couldn't even find the official documentation or transcript from a call or anything. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, go out there and buy some sun chips. No, anyway, I'm just kidding. That's all we got, but we'll keep an eye on this tomorrow. I will be doing, most likely going live on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday this week, because our lacrosse practice is hopping back in on Monday and Wednesday. So I get to be out there and helping the kids learn how to play some lacrosse. So that's really all we got. I think, you know, obviously we've got some price movement going in the positive direction over the next few months. On gold and silver, obviously silver's been going up much faster, almost like 5 times faster than gold has in the last few months. I don't know if that trend is going to continue or not. But all these speculators seem to insist that gold is basically staying flat between 4,500 and 5,000, and silver's going to run up well above 100. So we'll see what happens. The sun chips, yeah, we sure have a sun chips only segment, I guess, at this point. What is the room for? What is the room for platinum to grow? I mean, it's hard to talk about that stuff, Penny. It's hard to talk about it when, I mean, the charts look healthy. Like that doesn't look insane. The last 1 year, the all, when you see that, the 5 years, like, oh crap, it had a massive run up since 2025. Like that's concerning, right? Typically, not known, but typically, when you see something like this, you would see a pullback, a pretty large pullback at some point. But, you know, tell that to NVIDIA. You know what I'm saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm rambling. I'm still a bull. You guys know that. We're still bullish on silver and gold. I'm just not mortgaging the property to buy it yet. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with us on this Sunday evening. Go out there and watch some football, eat some sun chips. Put your feet up, let your hair out down a little bit, you know, just relax. It's going to be okay. It's not so serious. If silver goes to 500, great. We all got rich. If silver falls to $50, great. We've all probably doubled our money anyway. So it is what it is. Have a great, blessed night. God bless you guys. You're the best. Thank you, all of you that have come in here, whether you're lurking in the background wondering what this idiot's talking about, or you are actively engaged in the chat and dropping emojis in chat and hitting the like button. I thank you all. I appreciate you all. Until next time. I guess I probably won't see Mogo again, though. But Mogo, I love you too. Peace out, boys.
One more time, Joe.